I'm Denny Directo.
And I'm Courtney Tesano.
Now, you know we couldn't break down the highlights of 2016 without talking about Beyonce. And let me tell you, you have two of the biggest Bee fans here right now.
The leaders of the Beehive.
The leaders of the Beehive to break down the biggest moments from Beyonce in 2016.
One of my favorite was Formation.
Two very small words, but it made a huge impact, and you did slay, B.
She did slay, and we saw Blue Ivy. Every time Beyonce drops something, she stops the world, and Formation was one of those. But check out what Red Lobster had to say about those Cheddar Bee biscuits. Has a nice ring to it. I think it does.
I know. I went for my Cheddar Bee biscuits that weekend, and so did the rest of the world.
Yeah,
honestly,
sales went up by 33%.
Reportedly, yeah, they went up by 33%. Leave it to Beyonce to get your guys' butts into a lobster chain, a Red Lobster chain. Like,
exactly.
Come on.
Oh
so good.
So we had that, and then it was all leading up to this big moment at the Super Bowl where she absolutely slayed her and Bruno Mars and Coldplay. Man, it was such an iconic moment, and a lot of people tried to throw a little bit of hate because they saw that she had a bit of a stumble.
Yes.
But we think that stumble was a part of the choreography.
I thought it was. I was like, what? That recovery was epic. This was all leading up into Lemonade. I mean, she dropped her second visual album on us, the second surprise drop. She did it in the form of the HBO TV special. Lemonade seemed to air the dirty laundry of Beyonce and Jay-Z's marriage. Allegedly. But there's one track and one line in particular that got everybody in a buzz, and that was, of course, Becky with the good hair.
He only want me when I'm not there. You better call Becky with the good hair. You better call Becky with the good hair.
When she said this, my heart just stopped. I went through so many stages of emotions when I watched this, and that line alone had me asking so many questions.
It had everybody asking questions, and it really set off a witch hunt for who Becky could be.
And I might have been the ringleader.
Were you? Were you Becky? I can tell. Look at this good hair.
Oh, thank you.
You Becky.
I'm not Becky. I'm not Becky anyone.
I mean, the fans took to Twitter. People were claiming it was designer Rachel Roy after she Instagrammed a photo with the caption, good hair, don't care.
Exactly. And then we thought it was Rita Ora because she was wearing a lemonade esque outfit.
Right. And of course both women refuted those claims. But that aside, you know what the best part about that is? Beyonce paid that no mind. She absolutely paid no mind. She didn't address who Becky was. She still hasn't addressed who Becky was.
Who is Becky? Is Becky really Becky? Like, is it a thing?
I don't think we'll ever find out if Becky was a real person.
But let's go ahead and talk about the fact that Lemonade got so much praise.
Of course it did.
With those Emmy nominations. She got 4. She didn't leave with any, but
you know what? They made up for it at the Grammys. 9. So her HBO special earned 4 Emmy nominations, but it earned 9 at the Grammy Awards, the most nominations of any artist this year, including Album of the Year, Record of the Year, Song of the Year, SLAYAGE of the Year. I mean,
SLAYAGE of the Year.
All the trophies. I know Adele agrees that.
And Adele is a huge fan like us. We can't talk about Beyonce's biggest moments without talking about her red carpet SLAYAGE. Right. I mean, she killed it this year, and I think to start off with the Met Gala is appropriate because it's one of those things that everybody comes to as themed, but Beyonce showed out. She showed out in this latex gown, and I don't know everything else that was going on there, but it was bedazzled. One thing that I was a little concerned about, and everyone was concerned about, no Jay-Z.
No Jay-Z and no wedding ring.
And no wedding ring. Another moment where she absolutely showed out was the VMAs. Beyonce had the feathered look going and she was super bedazzled, but when she showed up with Blue Ivy as her red carpet date, I almost shed a tear because it was so adorable. Okay, so my other one I think is appropriate because it's a CFDA Awards, and Beyonce was honored with the Fashion Icon Award, but this one was a little different than what we're used to. She showed up with a wide brim hat, a nice pantsuit, and to accept this award, and I feel like that was the best thing that she could have done. Instead of showing up full glam in this gown, she just...
Because I was going to say, we would expect her to show up in a gown, much like the VMAs, much like the Met Gala, but she took the opportunity to not only wear a pantsuit, but she rocked a huge hat because Beyonce can do no wrong. Like
exactly.
I said,
trendsetter.
She is a trendsetter. Besides the red carpet SLAYAGE, can we talk about her live performances? We know she's a talented songwriter, great music, fashion icon, but when it comes to her live performances, she is unmatched.
Yeah.
And there were some really good ones this year at some award shows, including the BET performance with Kendrick Lamar. They performed Freedom. I mean, homegirl literally...
She lit the stage on fire, literally.
Absolutely. And cooled it
Fire
off with
and
some
water.
I mean, leave it to Beyonce to have all the elements, fire, water. And of course, at this point, she was in the middle of a world tour and made the time to make a pit stop at the BET Awards for this moment. And I don't think anyone will forget it.
Right. Thank you for gracing us with your presence, Queen. That's how I feel.
Right, exactly. And speaking of that, she made a very surprise appearance and performance with the Dixie Chicks at the 50th Annual CMA Awards, which definitely no one was expecting. They performed her song Daddy Lessons off Lemonade with the little country twang to it, right?
Yeah, all those Texas girls up there were very inspiring. I really love how they came and collaborated. And obviously, with Beyonce, there's going to be a little bit of controversy with her being there. And the country music community wasn't very supportive. Not everyone was.
Not everyone was.
A
lot of them were, but not everyone was. They didn't think it was country enough. But let me tell you something. We actually talked to a huge country star, Blake Shelton, who had this to say in support of Beyonce.
Oh yeah, that does kind of have a country feel. You know, people that criticize can kiss my ass. That's what I say. I can't believe what people that don't contribute to music, that criticize music. It blows my mind. And Beyonce, I'd tell him to kiss that ass is what I would do.
Blake is one. Thank you. Right? Exactly. Thank you, Blake. I mean, he's one of the biggest country stars, so leave it to him to kind of like cool the fire. You know what I mean? It's gonna be cool. It's fine. But moving right along, I mean, you can't say that Beyonce's performances don't have a blood, sweat, and tears, because after her performance at Title X, the blood came. Her braid got caught in her earring. She rips it out mid-performances and continues on with the bloody ear. She does not flinch.
No.
She does not flinch. She wipes off the blood and just continues performing. But you know what? We can't talk about her performances without, giving up the love to Formation World Tour. Yeah. You and I were both there.
And we
both
were
saw
screaming
it.
And we lost our voices.
Exactly. I think I called in sick the next day. Yeah, no. It was such an epic show, stadium tour. It's one of the highest grossing tours of the year. It was filled with so many memorable moments, but one in particular, I mean, involved her dance captain, Ashley Everett. She actually helped Ashley's fiance propose to her on stage. Because I actually talked to Ashley and her fiance, John, right after that moment here at ET. Take a listen at what John said it took to pull off this epic surprise.
I actually had the ring 3 months before the whole process took place, and they actually were so busy because they had so much stuff going on, and the production was so crazy that after a while they were like, we'll fit you in when we can, and then they finally called me maybe like 2 or 3 weeks before that, and were like, we got some room for you, so if you want to do this, let's do it. I'm like, absolutely. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
St. Louis, let's do it. It's only right. So
they're so adorable.
They're adorable, and Beyonce made room for you on her world tour. Who else can say that?
I ain't sorry. I ain't sorry.
Beyonce, way to provide the soundtrack to 2016 for us, for all of you guys watching.
And for years to come.